Hey guys, thank you for tuning into the video today. Today we're just going to be going over the skill rotation, what I use for Guild v Guild and PvP. So just, we're going to go through some optimal routes and what I would use in general for these type of situations. So I always initiate with Focus Firebomb as one, it's an insane skill. And we want to make sure we apply as much burn on the opponent as we can, as in general, the more burn we have, that's more dot damage, and that is more heavy attack chance on the opponent. With Focus Fireball Barrage, I would recommend always just using this as the ending skill, or if you're fighting an opponent at range, you can use it after your Judgment Lightning, because it still has 9 stacks. And to get the full damage out of Fireball Barrage, all you really need to make sure is like you use it within the 1 second to 2 second range as well. And then we can end it out with another Focused Firebomb into another Infernal Wave and maintain those stacks. Granted, we can change it up a little bit so we're not that predictable, because in general, if you just follow one skill rotation just in every aspect of PvP, you're gonna run into good players that will learn it and then adapt to your playstyle. So the good thing is we can always mix it up, as that's the great thing about Greatsword and Staff, is we're not tied to range or we're not tied to melee. We can pick between the two and how we want to fight. So yeah, we could start with Focus Firebomb, but we could also just use Ice Mirror and then close that distance instantly with an Ice Tomb into a Charging Slash. So that's one thing I really like about the Ice Tomb and Charging Slash combo, as pretty much we have a ranged bind that's very hard to dodge and counter, and then we have a Charging Slash that goes through blocks and knocks them down at a distance, which is insane. So like boom, in, now they're knocked, guillotine smash, bam bam, out, and there we go, end it again, and we keep going. So there's like a couple routes you can actually play this. One neat trick a lot of people don't know about is Frost Smokescreen. This skill can be used to cancel animations and get out of them quicker. So for example, we'll do Fireball Barrage. Now we activated it, we completely skipped the animation of it. The cool thing is we don't have to use Frost Smokescreen as well. You can also use a dodge to cancel the animation early. So we'll do another skill rotation real quick. You know, then we get out of that animation, but we do use stamina. So that's one problem with this rotation, or animation cancel, is we lose a little bit of stamina. That's why we have 2 Frost Smokescreen cooldowns. And we can go in, boom. They still have 9 stacks. We smash them. We get out. End it with Focus Firebomb, or there we go. We can just maintain a good sense of damage. Also, since the fact that we are always able to apply burn on the opponent, they're always losing a good chunk of HP because of that. Just be aware of that. Applying your burn, if you get good at your skill rotation, you should always have burn on the opponent. And one thing to note about Focus Firebomb is, when you go against good players in general in small scale, they will block it or dodge it. So try to mix up your opponent by canceling it or letting it out a little bit early. Onto the Guild v Guild setup. This one's not as much of a rotation. It's more of AoE damage and AoE CCs, survivability. Pretty much, you use Redemptive Barrier for whenever you're initiating or whenever you're pulling back and you push in a little bit too far. Da Vinci's Courage is just for some healing and damage reduction. High Focus is for cooldown and movement speed. Everything else that you have is pretty much just AoE damage and what you're wanting to do on the opponent. Chain Lightning has an insanely short cooldown, so it's always really good to spam this in Guild content. To initiate, what I would always do is Deadly Smash into Ice Tomb, back out, into Focus Firebomb, boom. And the reason why that combo actually does some pretty solid damage is because of the fact that Will Breaker and Ice Tomb lower evasion and damage or max defenses. So you could do some some solid damage out of it. Guillotine Blade I might switch out, so it's hard to say in certain aspects what I would replace it with, as it is pretty useful in certain situations. Let's see if it is impossible. One thing you could switch it out for is Ice Spear or Infernal Meteor. Like, you could, like, let's say you're pushing it a long distance and you apply it there before you go in. But to be honest, this skill kind of sucks and just needs a buff. This build can change once Infernal Wave gets a buff. This will help out a lot for it to do more damage. And another great thing is Focus Firebomb is gaining anti-heal. So ending the combo with Focus Firebomb is not a bad thing, because now those players that are all hit in that 3-meter range will be getting a chunk of lives lost and anti-heal applied to them. So they're not going to be able to heal as quickly. You know, apply your buffs, get your movement speed, and just keep moving, you know? But that is kind of the skill rotation I use for Guild content. If you guys have any questions or some ones that could be more optimal for small scale and PvP or in Guild content, please let me know. I'm always super curious on what I could do to get better on like more optimized builds. But thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.